Welcome back to the program. I'm Zev Brenner. Jacob Ostreicher is now 3 years imprisoned in Bolivia, trumped up charges, and while his conditions have improved somewhat since the beginning, he still is in a perilous situation, and we're looking to see what can be done. Actors such as Sean Penn have championed his cause, and others have come out, but so far he's still in that country. With us right now, Mayor Berger, the founder of Chesed Shel Emes, who's involved in trying to get justice for Jacob Ostreicher. Yossi Gestetner is a blogger. He's involved in public relations, involved in Jewish news gatherings. So, gentlemen, let me welcome you to the broadcast, and let me begin with you. Jacob, what's the latest? Mayor, what's the latest with Jacob Ostreicher? And perhaps we should give people a more formal story about what he's been going through the last 3 years in Bolivia.
Okay. I believe your listeners are pretty well aware of how it all started, as he went down to Bolivia to invest in the rice crop with a couple of investors. And he was not charged, but he was alleged to have been involved in some money laundering. These allegations have been proven false by the 1,500 pages of documents that he has to show that all the money that came into the country came in legitimately. They all came from bank to bank, and not even a penny came in cash. These 1,500 pages of documents were not allowed in court until now. The judges kept on changing, and at this point there's not even a judge presiding on the case. He's been released to house arrest about 6 months ago, but since then nothing has moved in the judicial case. And it does not seem that anything is being prepared to move anytime soon. Therefore, the Congress held a hearing a couple of weeks ago, I believe it was on May 20th, and Sean Penn, the actor Sean Penn, he testified at that hearing, and he brought up an idea that there is an international motorsport called the Dakar Rally. That's raced by raced vehicles, motorcycles, ATVs, other off-road vehicles. They go a couple of hundred miles through a couple of countries in South America, and this year they decided to include Bolivia in their rally. And they have a couple of American companies, or companies that do a lot of business in America, that are sponsoring the event. They include Total Motor Oil, Michelin Tires, Honda, Mitsubishi Motors, Red Bull, Edox, Swiss Watches, and other companies. And Sean Penn brought up the idea that we should try to apply pressure on these companies. They should withdraw their sponsorship from the event unless Bolivia releases Ostreicher, or the MRI Sports Organization. They are the organizers of this event. They should divert the rally. They shouldn't include Bolivia in it. Bolivia really is looking out for this rally. They're expecting about 30 to 50,000 visitors in the region where this rally is going to pass by. It's going to boost their economy, and it's going to boost their image in the world. So if we can try to put enough pressure on these companies, they should either divert the rally, or the sponsors should withdraw their sponsorship, which will make the rally shouldn't be a profitable venue. Then it's very possible that Bolivia will have to break and release Jacob Ostreicher. They won't be able to just forego this rally. So therefore, we decided to put the power to the people to the effort, and we started this online petition, which can be signed at divertdakar.org. It's DIVERT DAKAR.org. And I brought in my friend Yossi Gestetner for the effort to help us bring the word out in the social media and in other media outlets.
So let me turn to Yossi and find out what we can do. But before I turn to Yossi, though, the question that I find intriguing, and I don't understand, because here you have somebody who was investing in Bolivia, trumped up charges, the people who were involved, and I know we didn't cover it in detail tonight, but the people who were involved in charging him and saying that he was doing all kinds of criminal activity, they themselves were found guilty of various other crimes and trumping up charges against other people, including Jacob Ostreicher. So why is he still under house arrest when the people who brought the charges against him from the government themselves, proven to be bad actors, bad people, corrupt? Why is he having difficulty?
Okay, before we go on, I have to correct you on one thing. You said it's trumped-up charges. It's not even trumped-up charges because he was never yet charged with a crime. He was never yet charged in court with any crime. They just alleged that he laundered money, but they didn't bring any evidence or anything to the table to show that he did it, so they never have even charged him with any crime. It's more than 2 years, and he has not yet been charged with any crime. And you're correct. These people that allege that he did these crimes are all arrested. The prosecutor, the lead prosecutor, some of the judges, some of the people in the Ministry of Government, some of the people involved in the agency that is supposed to take care of seized property, who just sold his rights on the black market and put themselves all types of houses and cars. These people are all arrested. 15 in total that are arrested, and some others that are either also under house arrest or they fled the country. And he is still under house arrest for God knows what reason. Nobody even knows that. And the reason what they say is that even though these people were corrupt, but he didn't yet exonerate himself, he did not yet prove his innocence in the court of law. So a judge didn't see at his evidence to prove him that he's innocent. But his evidence, his 1,500 pages of evidence that he tried to show, they refused to review it. They refused to see it a couple of times. So they're just dragging their feet, and they claim that it's a slow justice system, but to us it does not look like a justice system at all.
Yeah, that's why I can't understand as to why he's having difficulty, because I know in this country, if it turns out that the people who are prosecuting or trying to bring up charges of liars, they're corrupt. There's a case now in Brooklyn of a detective who they suspect of tainting one or two cases. So the case that he tainted, they're going to throw out, and they're going to go back and investigate all his cases. Here you have a case where the people bringing up the charges are tainted against Ostreicher, as well as other people. So it should be thrown out completely. I just don't fathom it. And
if you look up on the internet, the U.S. State Department, they have a report on human rights violations in the world. If you look up their Bolivia report, or Amnesty International, or Human Rights Watch, all of these websites, if you check up their Bolivian reports, the main thing that they all complain is that the justice system is corrupt, to say it bluntly, or very slow, to say it lightly. They say that the court system is now listening to evidence on cases that were brought up in 2006, 2007, which is 5 or 6 years behind schedule. So they say it's slow, we say it's corrupt.
So that's what I find amazing. Yossi, let me bring you in. I welcome you to the broadcast. So I know you've been following this case as well, and I know you and I have spoken a few times about it. So from your perspective, what can be done? Yossi, your thoughts?
I think obviously that moving forward with the car rally, putting pressure on the sponsors through petition, social media, through elected officials, that they should give the option to Bolivia. You have two options. Option A, release Ostreicher. Option B, we will need to divert the Dakar rally because we can't move forward. And I think, as Rabbi Berger explained very well, the United States doesn't have any other tool against Bolivia or quite a few countries in the South and in South America. So using this sport as a tool, I think it can be very effective, and it doesn't cost a lot of time for people. To sign the petition online, the Divert Dakar petition, it takes 20 seconds, and the more people who sign it, the more people who tweet about it, the more people who have on Twitter the hashtag out there, Divert Dakar and release Ostreicher, the more people who mention Michelin tires, Honda, Red Bull, and the other sponsors that hey, we have a serious issue, and you are the last. You guys are the last force that can make a difference there. I think we will see a response.
And you think the government of Bolivia, are they responsive at all? Because they don't have such great relations with our country here. That's been part of the problem.
Yeah, but they don't need to have a relationship with our country, but they do have a relationship with the car rally. They want to see it succeed. They want to see the rally come in to them the first time in the history. And as a matter of fact, the president of Bolivia has already responded saying that those people who want to defend American criminal, he lost it. They're calling him American criminal. In the past, he has tried to take a more middle-of-the-road approach to the whole case. But once he got word of the petition, he lost it and said in an interview that people who were defending or sticking up for this American criminal want to, force the car out of Bolivia. So it can definitely. It's not about the political or diplomatic relationship that he has with the United States. It's rather the sport relationship, the business relationship that he has with the rally and with the sponsors. And if the pressure mounts against the sponsors. And again, the sponsors are not bad people or bad companies. They are, known companies, good companies, but they're obviously giving a platform to a regime who snubs its nose at the UN, at the United States, at human rights, and they have the opportunity to take their business influence and to put it to good use.
So are we in a race against time for the Dakar event?
Okay, the Dakar event officially is scheduled to pass through Bolivia in mid-January. We are now in June, but because it's a complicated race and process, the sponsors, if they will move or change based on public influence, on grassroots influence, that will need to be done sooner rather than later.
So again, let's give out the information for people to be helpful. Let's give people means that they can get involved.
Okay, the website address to sign the petition is divertdakar.org. That's DIVERTDAKAR.org. That's the website to sign the petition. It takes you directly to the petition site, and it takes about 30 seconds to sign the petition. You put your name, address, and email address in it, and the petition is signed. If you want, you can add a comment to it to make it a little bit stronger. There's one more thing that people could help. We are working now to try to launch a big media blitz during this summer. The issue is funds. If there's anyone that is willing to put up a couple of dollars to help us fund this media blitz in the general media, on TV ads, radio ads, to bring attention to people that these sponsors are sponsoring a sports venue in a country that thumbs its nose at human rights. It's not a Jewish issue, it's a human rights issue. It's a U.S. citizen, a New York City citizen, who's been there for over 2 years. So every single U.S. citizen could be a potential Jacob Ostreicher. We want to bring attention from everybody to it. Everybody should try to contact these sponsors, try to contact these organizers, and try to get either the rally diverted or the sponsors to withdraw their sponsorship. So this will need a lot of money to get this media blitz out this summer. And if there's anybody that's willing to help, they can email us at action@divertdakar.org. That's action@divertdakar.org.
Very important.
Go
ahead, Yossi.
I would like to add another point. If you read the petition, it's very short. To go online, divertdakar.org. If you read the petition, we have a live link to the Facebook page of the sponsors. So if somebody has a couple of more moments, and says, if you're savvy with social media, press on those names. Those are live links to the sponsors' Facebook pages, and you can throw in your comment in their page. And again, it's not about the sponsors are not Jacob Ostreicher's enemy. They are just out there trying to promote something which is very popular in South America, and they have an opportunity to use their influence, their business power for a human rights cause which is basically it's lost outside any other means in terms of diplomacy and politics. It's over. So anything short than a miracle, or them, stepping up and using their influence on Bolivia, I don't know how this will end. So again, those sponsors, they're not the enemy, not at all. They just are in a great position to use their business influence and their relevance in the Dakar Rally to have Bolivia change its course.
Which is so important. Gentlemen, I want to thank you for the work that you're doing to try to help free Jacob Ostreicher. He certainly deserves our support. And I know that, people are busy with different things, but it's important to champion for him because, like you said, it could happen to anybody. And here he was, and they tried so hard to put him away, and they couldn't find anything, yet he's still there. So this is something which we have to speak out about. Mayor Berger. Go ahead, Yossi.
People like you who have a bigger microphone, talk shows, and newspaper columnists, elected officials, human rights organizations.
We have to all speak out.
As officials, they can write letters to the sponsors. If they have, a major email list or a membership list, a major social media following, they can send out a link, tell people, hey, sign this petition. And let me tell you one thing, Zev. When this petition will count in the high thousands, you will see that those sponsors, they will respond swiftly. So it's people like you in the positions that you are that can help take this to the next level, and I'm sure it will be taken to the next level. So thank you for giving us the time, especially today, to have this discussion.
No, it's important because, especially on the day when we have to start thinking beyond ourselves. That's what the 3 weeks is all about. We have to think beyond ourselves, think for our community. It's a national time where we have to look at the whole Klal Yisrael. Mayor Berger, I want to thank you.
You're welcome, and thanks for having us.
Thank you. Mayor Berger, the founder of Chesed Shalom, but here he's doing a different kind of chesed, trying to free Jacob Ostreicher. And Yossi Gestetner, who's a blogger. He's involved in public relations and gathering news for the Jewish community. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Zev.